What's on Your Mind is sponsored by ACC 339.0, New Style Radio 98.7 FM, Breakthrough Studios, and Reggae Jam Jam.
Good afternoon, guys. How you doing? Welcome to another program in the series of What's on Your Mind. I am Carl. The program is produced by Breakthrough TV. Hope everything with you is fine. We weren't here last week. We had a week out, so you know what I mean. So if you missed us, let me say we are back. Hope all is well with you. I want to say thank you guys for watching the program wherever you are from around the world. I need to give a couple of people a big shout out. You know what I mean? You say a big shout out to you, Adam. Big shout out to you. Also Claire, who was I guess in the last show. Said big shout out to Claire. Me and Claire actually we started doing a show together way back. Just before COVID, it was actually called the Car With a C show, and then we had to suspend that show because of COVID, because we couldn't have too many people in the studio. But you can go and see those programs, right? Those programs are still out there. So if you go to YouTube, Breakthrough TV, you will still see those wonderful programs out there. And I say, all the program that we've done is still out there, so you can go and, don't forget to subscribe and share the program, yeah? Also want to say big shout out to you, Angela, big shout out to you. Also Rose, Jade, Michelle, Sean, Colin, Donna, Brenda, how you doing? Good afternoon. Philip, Angela, Mona Dodd, big shout out to your sister Mona Dodd down here in Jamaica. The daughter of Mr. Cox and Dodd, so Cox and Dodd, big shout out to you, and I hope everything is all right with you. Also Helen, let me say big shout out to you. And I say, once again, guys, thank you for tuning in to Breakthrough TV. And if I have to shout you out, don't take it personal. I want to say big shout out also to Jeanette Barrett. Big shout out to all the people we've had on our guests on our program. Let me say big shout out to you. Now, I got to tell you, this week we got some wonderful guests in the studios. Yes. Yes, did I laugh? Yeah, we got from Birmingham, the Equators. So we start with Leo.
Yeah, I'm Leo, the drummer.
You're Leo,
yeah. I'm Leo, the drummer of the Equators.
Oh, we got Don.
And my name's Don, the lead vocals with the Equators.
And Rocky.
And I'm Rocky,
How you doing,
keyboard player.
How you doing,
yeah,
guys?
check it out.
We're fine.
How's it going?
Doing great. You're fine, you know, everything's nice. Nice to be nice.
That's nice. we gotta talk about that later. So
Okay,
what have you been up to?
We've been recording, playing live, and so forth. Quite busy.
Yeah.
We've been quite busy.
Yeah. I was say, how's it been? You enjoyed it still?
Huh?
You enjoyed it still?
Oh yes, 100%. Yeah,
100%.
You get the buzz. You get that buzz.
Yeah.
That's why you want to do this.
And let me ask you, how many people in the band? Because I know you carry a backing band with you.
It's 8 of us all together, isn't it? 8.
Well, it's around 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like 5 who plays the instruments like keyboards, guitar lead, and bass,
and then
we have 3 brass section. So sometimes I can't even count. You know what I'm saying? But it's around, as Leo said, 7 or 8. You know what I mean? Yeah.
How's the show going?
The shows are going fantastic. I mean, we just finished a small little tour with Selectors.
Okay, because the Selector.
Selector. And it went fantastic.
Was Pauline Black was there?
Pauline Black
was there.
She's the lead singer for Selector.
For Selector, yeah. She's still, I haven't seen her for years.
Absolutely, and she's still looking absolutely great as she does from the time you remembered her.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic doing the 2 shows we've done with them in Manchester and Coventry. Yeah. Fantastic. The crowd was absolutely overwhelming, great.
And that sort of sound seems to be very, very popular again, isn't it? What do you call yourself, a ska band?
Not really.
What you call
we
pass you on to Donald.
I would say we cross over, because music is more or less like a universal language in a sense. Mm-hmm. So basically what we play is everybody warms to it. You know what I'm trying to say? Everybody, gets into it and stuff.
Okay.
It's quite easy to listen to the ears, and dance to.
And how did you see it? Give him the microphone. How did you see it, Leah?
In the early days we were influenced by Third World and
one of my favorite bands.
And we even played with Jacob Miller, the Inner Circle band, and we were influenced by them, and they were playing more aggressive kind of a reggae beat, more different from the one drop.
Kind of rock.
Yeah, more rock.
Yeah. We're not major rock influential guitar. I love that sort of reggae myself.
So we kind of like gone into that, and we were playing a lot faster reggae music than other people, and we were then, how could you put it? They put it down that we're like a ska band, label us as a ska band, even though we weren't. We were playing more aggressive, faster, up-tempo music.
We just up-tempered the sound that we had, the music we were playing. Okay. Because we were playing, in fact, to start off with, more what you would have called like roots reggae. You know? And at the time it was like 78, 79. Well, before 79, 78. Because we started, I was only about 17 when I started.
17?
Yeah, so, you know, so that sort of age, we were just really playing sort of like roots rock reggae until we met and teamed up with Inner Circle Jacob Miller himself, you know.
And was that in England? Or,
in England, we played a show with them in Nottingham and Leeds, and they was one of our really biggest influence. In fact, they were. And when we saw how they played as reggae musicians from Jamaica, and we're doing this roots sort of reggae in England, which was slow. And then we're seeing these Jamaicans come over from Jamaica and playing this reggae, and it's so up-tempo. I'm thinking, and it's got this rock sort of sound to it as well. So, and the crowd is going crazy. Well, all of us was just beating the back. And after that, when we went back home, we knew we had to change our style.
Yeah, I got to tell you guys, I was one up on you because I was born there. I was born in it. So I've heard that song from I was very, very young. So it was great. It was great to do that.
But the thing is, we didn't know that Jamaicans would play like that in a live band. We thought they all sort of like played roots reggae.
Well, I was impressed with Third World. Third World is one of my favorite bands. You know, Third World. And the guitar, probably the lead singer does like Cat. He's one of my favorite reggae guitarists.
He is our favorite too. Or three of us. You know,
it's very unique guitar.
That's right.
It's very unique, and you get inspired. Cat is the type of individual you get inspired by. Any band starting up and want to know how to play music, you should always watch Third World and the musicianship. Because they're quite brilliant.
You can learn a lot from it. I mean, I was very humble to meet him in Hasbro Park at the seminar when it was up there. We had a very, very good interview with him. It was actually marvelous.
It was quite a big shame, really, because we've always been real big fans of Third World. And the year before we played, and then...
Who was that with, Aswad?
It was with Aswad. And the following year was Third World. You know what I'm saying? We would have wanted to be on the same stage as Third World, but it just didn't work out that way. But, you know what I mean? But we still was there too. You know, welcome to... Fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna have a chat more. You know, if you know the lineup of the program, I will have a look at a few things that's happening across the world. You know what I mean? And I give you my opinion on some of the news or things happening. And we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about Nice to Be Nice, and we're gonna talk about your new single, which is Hippopotamus. I'll say I've been playing that on the radio. So we're gonna have a little chat more. So let me just have a few things that's happening around the world, and you can also comment if you know, maybe if you're here to join in. Yeah. Now, let me move on. As I say, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. Now, at least 20 people, including children, has died in a fire in Guyana. Guyana is in South America, and I said this happens on Monday. And very, very late Monday around midnight, and a lot of people's been trying to help them, and the school was gutted with the fire. And the information that actually coming out of it, this is a lot of those beautiful children, has died in that fire. And also the fire brigade have actually been trying to rescue them, but they said there was forced into complication because the weather was so bad. And we say, big condolence, we always say to those people that got, the family of those people that got injured in that fire, killed in that fire. It's one of those serious things, and nobody wants to, be killed in a fire or anything like that. Yeah. Don, anything you want to say about the family, please?
Oh, well,
I know you probably don't catch the news, but it's just, how you feel about that?
But it's dreadful.
Yeah.
When you hear something like that happen, I mean, just because what it is when you hear these type of stories and stuff, it's just because you don't know them personally, it doesn't have the effect. But there's somebody's family, somebody who's attached to those people, what's happened to, and you know, sometimes you don't look at it in that way. Sometimes it's a painful thing to happen to a family.
One thing about this program, what we do is that I mean, we don't get anything for this program. It's like we're both volunteers that we do, you know what I mean? But we actually like to give this out. Yeah. And some of the information that we actually supply out there, people actually say sometimes they don't even know it was actually going on, you know what I mean? They don't even what's happening, you know what I mean? So when we actually do this program, you know, people are quite surprised of what we're putting out there, you know what I mean? And say, don't forget, guys, to like, share, and subscribe. And press the subscribe button. And I say, we got the equators in here. We're going to talk a bit more music a little bit later on. Let me just go through a couple of the stories that actually crossed my mind this week. Moving on, the United States. Now, Daniel Penny, yes, ex-Marine. An ex-Marine man, he actually murdered, as I say, Jordan Neely. Jordan Neely, they say he has mental health. And he actually was a Michael Jackson impersonator, and I think he actually developed mental health. And he actually choked this man to death, murdered him to death. He was on a New York train, you know what I mean, on a New York subway train. And they actually hold him down. You can see on the screen we actually hold him, and they actually choke him to death. And it has caused outrage in the United States. And his lawyer is sort of defending it, and some people are defending it, so it's manslaughter and all this kind of crap, you know what I mean, which you actually hear. And I'll say he's being investigated still, you know what I mean, but we see how long that will go on for. And I say a lot of the African American is very, very disturbed about this is happening. And you see once again, it's like a George Floyd incident. You know what I mean? You see a man being choked to death. As I say, the very first report I actually came across on this, he was actually on a train, and he was saying he's hungry and he's thirsty. That was the very, very first report we actually had on this. It's changing now. People are saying, because his defense are saying different things, you know what I mean? But it's changed from the original story that actually came out in the very, very first place. Yeah. And I say it's one of those things. And we say big condolence to Jordan family, you know what I mean? And we hope he gets some justice and we don't hear the same kind of crap all the time of, you know what I mean? It was self-defense and he this and he that, you know what I mean? But as I say, we're not the judge here, so I can only pass my opinion without offending anyone. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. Now, Kenya, I go to Kenya. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and this is also another crazy story, and I can't believe things like this is still happening in the world. Now, a Kenyan cult has actually persuaded the people to starve themselves to find Jesus. Yes, Paul Mackenzie is the leader of this cult, and I say he's been arrested. He's been arrested over a month now, and he still hasn't been charged. They say they're going to probably charge him with terrorist offense, and a lot of people's body has been dug up. You know what I mean? They find a lot of, this is a constant thing going on in Kenya, Kilifi, and it is still going on, you know what I mean? And I say, in a time like now, I mean, years ago, we heard of the Jim Jones thing. We heard of a couple of years ago, this crazy guy in Jamaica as well, Smith. He was actually telling people to kill themselves. And now again, we come across the same thing again, where somebody is actually, you know what I mean, you know, encouraging people to kill themselves because you'll see Jesus.
You know, just like a madman.
Give him
anyone that, you know, come with a religion view like that is a madman.
It is a madman.
You know, and not only that he's a madman, the people that follow him are also mad.
Yeah.
But, you know, because to do something like that.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes people can be
influenced and
brainwashed. I know what you're saying and why you say it in the manner you do. But sometimes people can be simple than probably yourself, and they are easily taken in by these type of people.
Yeah.
So you have to remember that. So sometimes you have to be careful of the words you use.
Yeah, but okay, these guys are following Jesus, right?
Yeah.
And Jesus never tell nobody to starve themselves.
No, I was going to say that.
That's what they did it.
He didn't say to starve yourself and follow me.
No. He was a fisherman. That's what the Bible teaches, right? That's what the Bible teaches.
So where have they got that from?
I don't know where they get this from.
These cult leaders come about because they want to control
the manipulators.
It's kind of power.
Yes.
That's what this is all about. It's about power and control. And they got all these people who give them all these people give them this power.
So much money is
and money's involved. And so
that money becomes power for those who are manipulating the masses.
Okay, so you got the masses who's very probably most likely very poor anyway. The mass who's is very poor anyway. So they got to scrape whatever they've got.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? To make sacrifice to scrape whatever they've got to go and give it to these guys. And these guys encourage them. Say, if you kill yourself, you go to Jesus.
To be quite honest, what they are, they're fraudsters.
Yes, of course.
It's
big fraud.
They come across so like they religious and have a cult of God and so on. No, they're fraudsters, man. Come on.
And what it is, they design, like I said before, it's been designed to control, all the power. I mean, it might be just become a cult league just to get all the women. For all we know, he snap his finger because he's got the money. He spell, they do anything, and that's what it does. It's kind of like a hypnotism thing.
As I said, my point is, we've seen it. It's not the first we've seen this. We've seen this so many. I mean, the one I can always jump back to Jim Jones. Remember the Jim Jones? That was years. That was years ago. You know what I mean? And we see so many things, and we thought people would have learned, or different generation would teach different generation the knowledge of saying this is stupid. A damn stupid thing. This.
Unfortunately, it's still around. It would always still be around because human beings will always be the same as we're.
Similar to the other story that you were talking about, with a guy who choked that guy to death.
Yeah.
You would think that people would learn and not do those things because of the media coverage that it got. And you still go out and do something like that? You've got to be from the devil.
But what I'd say about that story, thank goodness for social media. Because think about 30 years ago when all this was taking place and there's no witnesses to stuff. Now they actually got cameras now where everything recorded.
That's right.
So that's changed.
We say thank God for the cameras.
But it's not stopped it.
No.
Still,
I mean, can you imagine? I mean,
it's helped the justice.
Can you imagine? I mean, can you imagine? I mean, we see pictures of it now, but can you imagine the Wall Street, the African American town that was wiped out by Americans? Can you imagine if we had cameras then?
Exactly.
That was a massacre.
I was reading about that. I was reading about that the other day. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, it was what you call the African American Wall Street, and it was a great town.
Could have really enriched.
And there was some rumors that some African American had raped a Caucasian girl, and it wasn't true.
It wasn't true.
And they went and burned the whole town down.
They needed an excuse, because of the jealousy, because they needed an excuse to get in that town. They're so jealous of their richness, and they needed an excuse to get in there. And they said this man supposed to molest
the black
as all I see it as, we should all as human beings be able to enriching ourselves and our community and our families. Whatever culture you come from, don't beat down a particular culture. Oh, you shouldn't have this. Oh, no, that's a no-no. Why? Could you imagine doing that to a culture of people?
It is.
That's a terrible thing to do.
What it is, the Wall Street, a lot of black people wasn't aware of it, that existed.
I think it was 18 something.
18 something.
I've covered it on the show before.
Yeah, it was 18 something. It was like Wall Street and it's all rich. They had all the businesses, they had all the, you name it, they had it. And they made the excuse that this so-called black person molested this woman, and in the end she said it wasn't true.
It wasn't true, yeah.
In the end she said it wasn't true.
Which is absolutely
I
mean, we could go on for ages about this. The thing about it, there was no justice. No justice. I mean, nobody was ever go to court. Nobody ever tried, and nothing like that happened.
They wiped it out completely. Unbelievable, unbelievable.
I know.
So when it comes to black, white, pink, blue, whatever you are, we're not into that sort of thing.
Okay.
We're just human beings, and we want us all to live.
I always say I'm a citizen of the world.
We're citizens of the world.
I'm a citizen of the world.
All human beings. Why don't we all just? Why can't we embrace each other? And don't label each other. That's what I'm saying. Come on.
But it's just It's just the thing that some men has put around, innit? That we gotta say, man, it's control. It's control. You know what I mean? Just like racism is control.
Yes,
you know what I mean? The whole thing, racism is actually control. I'm better than you. You're something. It's all control, isn't it?
Yes.
And Carl, the ones with the control are not the ones who just generally live on the street in your neighborhood. In your neighborhood.
Of course not.
These are your politic people in high places, and they causing that to cause us to fight against each other.
That's right.
And it's them at the top who's doing that, and they live in their high places. They don't care, it's a game to them.
Right.
But on the streets, look what it does to the world.
I know, it's terrible. Anyway,
Yeah.
let me move on. I want to say big shout out to you, Mr. Gabinan. Mr. Gabinan down in Jamaica. Let me say big shout out to you. Also, the McLeod family in Canada. I just said it's a busy program this week. So I gotta put it in. Let me say, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now I go to El Salvador. Not El Salvador. I know one of you guys are a football fan, and there was a big stampede over the weekend in El Salvador. An official said about 500 people were trapped in a football stadium, and about 100 people has been actually taken to hospital, and they say it's like a mad football crush. You know what I mean? We've seen that. We've actually seen this many years ago.
In Hillsborough.
In Hillsborough, I know you would have probably. I know you probably would have remembered that Hillsborough.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, it's one of those terrible things that you can't sometimes comprehend. And we say our big condolence to the family of all those. No matter where you are in the world, when you see things like that happens or tragedy like that happens, you know what I mean? You always think, oh no, not again. Yeah. Moving on. Now, let me go to Jamaica. Jamaica. Let's come to Jamaica. Now, Jamaica. Now, a food vendor in Jamaica. She was gunned down. She was actually selling fruits, and she was gunned down on Friday. And the gunman actually fired 7 shots at her. And Stephen Gordon, as I say, and she sells the food, doing very well. And actually, this gunman came and he fired shot. The police got no motive why she was gunned down. And the gunman he actually take a man's wallet. He robbed the man of his wallet, and then he also steal a red Mitsubishi car and from a female. And then he drove off. And I say the police are still looking for motive. Now, I must tell you also, Clarendon, this happened in Clarendon. Now, Clarendon, up until I had this story, Clarendon was still under SOS, state of emergency. Also, Hanover is still under SOS, state of emergency. And St. James is also still under SOS. So I don't know how this can happen in Clarendon. In a time like this, when the state or the parish is under SOS. So it is one of those crazy things in Jamaica. And I'm staying with Jamaica for a little while because, as I say, my time is going. Now, a man was chased and shot dead by an unknown. And he was actually attending a funeral. In St. Catherine. And at the Midway Garden in Spanish Town. And they say he was shot on Friday. The deceased is actually Daniel Watson. And Daniel Watson is a 40-year-old man, and he's from 46 2nd Street in Kingston. And they say it is another one of those serious things that you actually see is going on in our little Jamaica. I know a lot of people say, don't like me to say our little Jamaica, but I love my Jamaica. When I see things like that happens, me living abroad, it annoys me, it frustrates me, and it frustrates a lot of us who actually descendants of that country. You know what I mean? I keep thinking, why? I know there's poverty, and I know there's all kind of excuse that people use, and I know, but for such a little island, I still can't understand why so many people are being killed. And I know killing goes on in the rest of the world, but I'm not concerned about the rest of the world right at this moment, even though I'll talk about stories from the rest of the world. But when you come from somewhere, and your descendants from somewhere, you know what I mean, and you got families, and you got friends, and your whole descendants is from a country like that, and you see this kind of crap going on, it beefs me, yeah? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. My final story from Jamaica. Now, they call this a new trend in Jamaica, but it's not a new trend. Just before I got to that story, they call this a trend. It's not a trend. What is actually happening? The police has actually clamping down on a lot of criminals, because what they actually find, a lot of criminals are hiding guns and transporting guns into cars. So they're transporting firearms, guns, and everything like this into cars. You know what I mean? And I say the police are actually saying they're clamping down on that. Talk to me about Jamaica, guys. Talk to me about Jamaica. Some of the crazy things you hear going on in Tamale, Jamaica. I got to ask you. I could never bring you into the studio and tell you about Jamaica.
My only take on it is...
Bring the mic up, yes.
I think it's too much corruption.
Yeah, you think it's too much corruption?
That's a problem. That's a problem. Corruption, left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one of the biggest problems. And because of the poverty there, it breeds corruption as well.
Yeah.
You know, you got the lottery scammers is one of the biggest one of the biggest things there at the moment. Lottery scammers and stuff, contract killings. You know, it's very high there. I mean, what would you value your life to be nowadays? $200 or less. Okay. I don't know. And that's the trouble, and that's the problem.
I can see that. One of the things I always talk about, a lot of people don't like me for this. I always talk about lyrics in music. You know what I mean? Because some of the lyrics you see in music, you think, are you hearing music? I mean, I don't know if you listen to that sort of music. I listen to all kind of music. You know what I mean? That's me. Whether it's jazz, whether it's reggae, whether it's dancehall, whether it's pop, I listen to everything. You know what I mean? And there's very few things past me, right? You know what I mean? And even if I don't play them,
Yes.
And when I hear some of the lyrics that comes out of some of these tracks, you know what I mean? Kill this man, cut him in, shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
And people always say to me, "Oh, it's not the music." No, it's not the music. It's the lyrics. Because the lyrics influence. And I keep saying this many million times.
100%,
One of the classic lyrics, whether you like it or not, one of the classic lyrics that came out, which not talk about Jamaica now. And people say the lyrics doesn't influence. The one I always use, James Brown says, "I'm black and I'm proud." If that doesn't influence you, you see what I'm saying? So the same kind of crap negative lyrics that those guys are using in the field of, say, dancehall music. It's influencing the youth. Very, we're talking about influence earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, but Carl, you know, I've just got back from the Gambia. And, you know, we're talking about poverty and everything. But poverty is poverty.
Yeah.
And in the Gambia, it's very poor.
Yes.
And you only have 3% of crime rate.
Yes.
Now, right now, you find that it's a tourist attraction where everybody go for this winter holiday.
Yes.
Now, when I'm there, you know, in the pitch of night, you can see white people walking in the heart of, like...
You can't go anywhere.
Anywhere. In the darkness. Man, I'm saying to myself, look at that, man.
Yes.
White people coming from all different parts.
Here, no street light.
There's certain part, even here in Birmingham, you wouldn't walk at night by yourself.
That's right.
Nowadays.
Right now I'm talking.
Yes.
So with Jamaica, I'm not going to say Jamaica have no need to be doing what they're doing.
No.
Them just bad and the influence by America.
Yes, of
America
course.
is the influence
Of course.
of why they are
Yeah,
the way they are.
that is a good point.
One more thing. Wherever you have a white establishment, I'm not being funny here, such as South Africa, such as wherever you got that, you find that there's a high crime rate of how we operate.
Yes.
In the sense of guns from like America or from South Africa, you always find corruption more widespread in that type of in the Western world.
Yeah.
But go into like certain parts of Africa, you won't see that.
It is good.
Sorry, I've got to say it.
Yeah. And you got a good point because you got a good point because the influence probably hasn't reached their big time yet. You know what I mean? But as we know, sometimes
you're talking about Western influence.
The big influence has not reached those part of places yet. You know what I mean? That's the best way you can put it.
It's a shame, really, because Western influence is, you know, can be good in.
Of course,
in terms of technology.
We're not knocking it. Of course, we're not knocking it.
We've got everything at our.
But it's like everything is good and it's bad.
Good and bad.
Exactly. So I hear where you're coming from.
Right, guys, let me ease up a little bit, now. Now, let me go to entertainment. Now, Jamie Foxx. I'll ease up and eat a little bit. Now, Jamie Foxx, you guys know Jamie Foxx, right? Jamie Foxx is a wonderful actor, and he's also, he's a wonderful singer. Now, Jamie Foxx has been ill for quite some time, and he spends quite a little time in hospital, you know what I mean, and he was diagnosed with a serious complication. Now, a lot of people is chatting about Jamie Foxx. Now, Nobody don't know what's wrong with Jamie Foxx because his family hasn't said. We see a lot of stuff on social media talking about Jamie Foxx, and we don't know what's wrong with Jamie Foxx. A lot of people are concerned, including myself. But until the family says so, this is what's happening. I'm not going to speculate, you know what I mean? Because it's no use you speculating until you know what the family is saying. And his daughter's actually, I mean, she says actually the media, she said it's sad to see that the media has run wild with this. And she actually says that this was last week. She actually tweeted and she said, my father came out of hospital about 2 weeks ago. And he's reconciliation. I mean, he's recuperating, I should say. He's actually recuperating. And she says he was actually playing pickleball. I don't know what that is, yeah? People actually playing pickleball. I had to get my pronunciation right there. He's actually playing pickleball, you know, so he's actually doing very well. So, as I say, we see a lot of speculating. And I say, until the family comes out and says, listen, this is what happened, Jamie Foxx. Stop the speculation, please. You know what I mean? A lot of people say he's this and he's, you know what I mean? Even Mike Tyson, I've read an article, I can't confirm it, but I read an article what Mike Tyson says, you know what I mean? But I'm not even going to say that because I can't confirm it, and we won't go with anything that we cannot confirm, you know what I mean? And I say, don't forget, guys, to like, share, and subscribe to the program. Now, let me go to Jamaica. Now, does anybody remember Lady Saw? Well, Marion Hall, as you know, was formerly Lady Saw. And Marion Hall and Queen Ifrica, the Fire Mama has actually been slugging off each other. And let me get her words exactly right. I mean, Queen Ifrica has been, she's been saying Marion Hall is she's been actually criticizing her fashion sense because, you know, she's gone back to gospel. She's a minister now. And she's actually been criticizing her gospel, the way she dressed and the way she, you know, push up her thingy bob. So, basically, you know what I mean? That's what she's been saying. So, that's the bottom line of it. It's not the exact words, but it's the bottom line. But now, Marion Hall has actually said about Queen Africa. This is what she says. She says, she need to go and check what is in the weed that she have done. So, and Hall has actually said she's not standing anybody disrespecting her. She won't turn the other cheek. You know what I mean? Which is actually that's what past Minister Marion Hall is saying. She said she won't take the other cheek. You know what I mean? And she won't take the disrespect. Now I got to tell you as well. These two women have been in a battle for a little while, and there was actually neighbors. There was actually neighbors, you know what I mean? There was actually neighbors. So, and I think there's another lady that there was actually neighbors with. So, you know what I mean? I don't say we see this, you can't understand why these ladies are actually doing this. And it grieves me, you know what I mean? Because this is two big women. Them not all little kids. No. There's two big women. And they can blast me out now and say, they can have a go at me now if you want. I say, Carl, shut your mouth. But I don't care. There was a two big women. Now, when I start this kind of thing, you see, I can't tell you what to do, but I only deal with common sense, remember? When I start this kind of rubbish now, what is the little youth them coming up? What is the little youth them coming up thinking about each other that they're going to school with, they're going to college with, and here slapping about each other, here slugging off each other like that. Big, big woman. Yes. Once again, my little Jamaica. Is this a culture that's coming from my little Jamaica? Is this a culture that's built in our Jamaican culture? And I'm not knocking it, but think about it. Leah, yes. Talk to me. Give him the mic.
I don't know whether you want to hit onto that. Yeah, you know, okay, then I find these kind of things happen on a regular basis because I run a little nightclub myself.
Yes.
And you find that, like, you know, people just seem to just bitter with one another for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. You know, bitter. Now, as you just said, big people behaving like children. Now, when children see the bigger people behaving like that, is it any wonder? Ain't it? Yeah. Is it any really wonder?
So how are they going to grow up to be any better?
Yeah, well, that's why
the world then is going to more spiral more out of control.
Yes.
In behavior.
That's right.
And not only
behavior in what we're seeing it nowadays is behavior would be a behavior with our parents' age group then I owe them a PF. So, it's. I could say worse.
We could also say.
I could say worse.
We could go deep now. We could say these people don't have no behavior.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, what a way the world has changed, though, because we're now becoming the adults and the big man and big woman, whatever, in the house. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And people do call myself big man and whatever, but away from that, the respect is not like how it used to be for when it was the big man from my dad's age group.
Yes.
Times have sort of changed.
Times have changed.
They don't have that same sort of respect.
Of course, you see now, it's like us now. It's like us. I'll go down the road and if I see you, hello, Rocky. If I see you, I'll say hello.
Yeah,
you don't get that anymore.
No,
you don't get that anymore. Hello, how you doing? For what? If I step out the street, listen, I'll step out. When my children was very young, I got the street with my children. And I wherever I was going, my children would say to me, somebody would come and say, hello, how you doing? How you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing? I'll nod my head and say, how you doing? Good morning. And my children would say, Dad, do you know him? I said, no, I don't know him.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, that's how we are. That's how we are.
We just would see a person that we know in our neighborhood.
Yes.
And just greet them, say, at least.
Yeah, and you're not customer.
How are you, whatever.
And you're not customer like these women that slap up each other and call them out and name and all the rest of it.
That's missing nowadays, which is a big shame, really.
But I said the point of that is like they influence the youths. You know what I mean? They influence because the youths got their own problems as it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what they're doing, they're pushing this onto them when they say, "Oh, that's why you must behave normal," And worse as well because you got everything on social media.
Yes.
Right. So exactly.
It's a breakdown in community.
It's
a breakdown in community.
It's what you were saying again about earlier about the music, what people influences in terms of do people get influenced by the lyrics that they're hearing?
Yeah.
And I would say absolutely certainly.
Yeah.
There's some lovely beats that I hear they're putting out. Even right now, those real sort of grime sort of beat with a real heavy bass line.
Yeah, but the lyrics is saying something else.
But when you hear the lyrics on top of it, that's what puts me up.
Yes.
Because I love that sort of how they can come up with that sort of real groovy sort of stuff, real laid back.
I love a lot of it.
Real bass, boom, boom. But then when you hear the lyrics on top, I'm like, no. And that type of lyrics is what sort of, I don't know what it does to certain minds.
Done.
I just want to make a quick point. What you're saying, I just want to make this quick point. That's why, the song Hippopotamus.
Yes.
Desmond Dekker been talking about this stuff from years ago. Okay. The bickering and the backbiting. Yeah. It says, you're too bad mind and conniving.
Yeah, I heard that in the song.
You mustn't go on so. Yeah. You mustn't go along so. Yeah. It's all those words designed against those backbiting, backstabbing. I was speaking about this from a long time. So the bickering, so the bickering which is taking place now, it's been going on for a long time.
It's been going for, and that's in the new tune.
Yeah.
Tell us where you can find the new tune.
Yeah, Rocky.
Well, you could find it in all streaming sites. Spotify, Bandcamp, Amazon.
What is called?
All of them. It's called Hippopotamus.
Yes.
So just think about the hippopotamus with the big wide mouth when it opens his mouth, because that's a kind of clue to the lyrical context of the story, because it's a person or whatever. Mouth is too open up and big up, talking about stuff that they maybe shouldn't or not be talking about. So the title just kind of go with what that person is like, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Well, Desmond is the one who wrote the song, but we just...
Desmond Dekker.
Desmond Dekker, yeah.
When did we record it with him?
It was around, I don't know, 81 or something.
Okay.
I played that track to a friend of mine who I work with, and he says, and he listens to the lyrics, he says, he says, that sounds just like my wife. I said, well, that sounds very nice. And he says, he'd like to play that song at some party. Because that sounds just like... that's not very nice. I said to him, look, that's not very nice.
Why did he say about his wife?
I'm not going to go any further than that, because my thing I'm talking about.
Think about it, we're hoping that this doesn't really start off a trend where people are now starting to call each other, you're a hippopotamus.
Well, it's funny. It's it's funny you say that, because you can't say hippopotamus 4 or 5 times. So when I heard this song, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna call them hippo.
But the track has been getting a lot of airplay.
Yeah.
You know, we were on
Yeah, well, we don't have to mention other stations, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well,
It doesn't matter.
Oh,
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can mention it.
Yeah,
You was about to say we were on
It doesn't matter.
BBC WM.
Yeah.
We were the track of the week.
We were the track of the week for BBC WM last week.
Yeah.
And they played it every morning, it was given a real big shout out, really lovely. Thanks to BBC for doing that for us. We didn't ask them; they just picked it up and loved it and done that.
That's good. So it's doing good.
Yeah, fantastic. So we just hope other people will just take to the tune and love it. It's a lovely song. It's a happy tune. Come on, guys out there, come on, download that tune, buy it, whatever, get it wherever. All right, wherever you are.
Right,
Thank you.
So I'm still gonna, we still got time to talk music. Let me just look at another story, which I wanna, because I need to have a little talk about this. Tanya Stevens have actually urged Jamaicans to protest, and she actually was going to Antigua on Friday, and she actually she was going to the country, but there's been a big protest about this. All these politicians in Jamaica getting this big rise, this big money. You know what I mean? Politicians, and a lot of people don't like it. You know what I mean? So they had a big protest in Emancipation Park in Kingston on Friday, and the protests are still going on. So as I said, Tanya Stevens has actually come out and says she supported the protesters, and I gotta tell you something, like, because a lot of people say this is wickedness. You know what I mean? And Andrew Holness has actually, PM Andrew Holness, a lot of people is calling him other things now. Even a lot of things is calling another minister a lot of different names as well. You know, we won't go into that. And as I say, Andrew Holness actually, he's actually justifies it. The Prime Minister of Jamaica has actually justified it. And what he's actually saying, I'm getting if we get all this, they pay these people higher wage, we'll get the right people in the job, or we encourage the right people in this job. So you wonder what he's been doing before. And now, if all these people's gonna get all this money again, what he's gonna do with these people that don't doing the job first? Is he gonna get rid of them? Because what happens, power, there's power. And then there's money. And when you have power and money, you can't get these people out. So these people is gonna be in parliament or politician for years and years and years. The other thing about this is the fact that former PM or former Prime Minister is also, I can't laugh, I have to laugh, is also gonna get this rise, which is actually disgusting. And some people have actually described it as wickedness. Now, in 2022, it will cost the taxpayer $1.7 billion. Yes. Andrew Holness, from April 2023, will get 25.3 million, a rise from 9.1 million in 2021. Yes. Now, the other thing is, where they're going to get this money from? Now, I recall, this is my little rant, I recall the teachers, they said they couldn't pay the teachers when the teacher was saying, like, we need some more money. They said they couldn't pay the teachers. So it was a big fight. So if they can't pay the teachers, where are they going to get the money to pay all these people and all these politicians in this big rise? Yeah. The other thing about politicians, I've noticed this about politicians myself, is that politicians which oppose each other, they're all in different ships, I've noticed. And this even happened in the UK. They're all in different ships until them say, we're giving you a pay increase. They never oppose. They never oppose. They all jump into the same ship. Yeah, they never oppose. Not one of them. Right. If there's a rise coming, no matter what they oppose, we are in different ships. They'll do this, they'll do that. No, I don't agree. I oppose this, I oppose it. But as soon as somebody says there is a rise, you know what I mean, they'll oppose. If the nurses or the doctors or somebody say we need a rise, some politician will oppose it. But as soon as the politicians is getting a rise, they won't oppose it. They never oppose. Never. So that is one of those sad situations that I sometimes wonder, you know, what is going on. Yeah. Now let me move on. Now this is actually a British gospel singer and minister. No, my apologies. I need to celebrate this lady. Now Grace Jones. We all know Grace Jones, anyway. Jamaican icon. Now Grace Jones, May 19 actually turns 75.
She's 75 already?
Yes, she's turned 75.
She came to a couple of shows at, to see us in New York.
Yeah, is she?
Yeah.
Now, Grace Jones has been a model. She's been a songwriter. She has been a singer. She's been an actress, Conan the Destroyer there with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And she's actually been a view to a kill in the James Bond. And she's done a whole lot of different things over the years. And she's also, I'd say Grace Jones has been one of the first women of color that we see gracing the catwalk so many times over the years. You know, and I say Grace Jones actually turned 75, and she also belated birthday wishes to her. And she also was collaborated with two of my favorite artists, Sly and Robbie. Back in the day, you know what I mean? Pull up to me bumper, baby. You know, quite a few tracks that they actually did, you know what I mean? So I say a big shout out to wonderful Grace Jones. And, you know, she's a Jamaican. See, I still love me Jamaica, you know, no matter how you see me go on about it. I still love me Jamaica.
Yeah, well, it was Grace Jones who came to our show at the Ritz in New York. Along with Sly and Robin, as you just mentioned.
Great.
And they loved it so much, and they came back to see us another time when we were there again.
Mm-hmm.
And but Grace Jones, she was really interested in the music that we played and the energy. She really loved us. So big up to Grace Jones, wherever you are. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, belated birthday.
Belated birthday.
19, it was her birthday the 19th of May.
Happy birthday to you, Grace Jones. You're a wonderful person. Take it easy.
Yeah. Now, my final story, then I'm going to get you guys chatting about music. Because my time is running. Now, British gospel singer, Minister Tuff. Now, Minister Tuff has actually said he had a fight with the devil. Him call him, it's coming out now, him call him the waste master, yes. And he says the devil, he said the devil was trying to tempt him, you know what I mean, tempt him. So he wrote this song about the devil called Bam Bam. And I say, it is a grievance with the devil himself, Satan himself. And he said a punk was always testing me. And he used a very good example. He says, for instance, if you're rich but righteous, he says the devil will always try and tempt you because you've got money. But even though you're righteous and you're doing very well, he said the devil will always try to tempt you. Yeah. And he actually tells a story that he was actually in Jamaica. And he said I was in Jamaica and the devil tried to get me in an accident. The devil tried to get me in an accident. What he actually did, he actually crashed his car. And the car was a write-off. But he says he walked away without a scratch. So, that's Minister Tuff there. And I say he's a gospel rapper, so we say big shout out to him. Wonderful artist. Now finally, Beyonce. Beyonce has started a world tour. It actually started in Stockholm. And she came to, last week Wednesday, she was actually in Cardiff. And the tour is going on. The tour comes to London, back again. I think she's on the continent at the moment. The tour comes to London the 29th of May. And she's at Tottenham Hotspur, your football fan, Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah. It comes to also the 30th of May. Also the 1st of June, the 3rd of June, and the 4th of June. She's in Tottenham Hotspur. Then she goes back to Europe. I think she heads up to Canada. Beyonce is coming. And then she heads back to America. And this is a very vast tour. And so we say big shout out to the wonderful Beyonce. Now they say this tour is like the greatest pop show you will ever see. You know what I mean? And from she step on stage, it's just high energy all the way. She doesn't stop.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours.
3.5 hours. That is a lifetime.
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny you say that, you know. I was thinking, I was on the radio the other day now. Let me put myself in this. I was on the radio the other day. I was on the radio the other day and I was talking about this. And then it says, 3 hours. Beyonce is doing this for 3 hours. But any other radio show I do is 3 hours. So
if she could be on stage with so much energy doing 3
yeah,
hours.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know.
At times,
It's hard.
wanted to probably sit
Yeah,
Whenever you do
yeah,
DJing
yeah, I know.
live, you can sit sometime and stand sometime, but she's on the go.
Yeah,
Shaking her stuff.
but she get time to change and go off and
right.
change because
Yeah.
it's like a fashion show, so she get that
Yeah.
breaks anyway. You know what I mean?
breaks,
And she
yeah.
can run upstairs and go and have a drink around there while I'm changing. And it's a fashion show, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then she'll have a bunch. Come on, you guys see this? And then she have a bunch of dancer will come and dance in one track
absolutely.
or
So
two tracks,
she get a chance
and then
to
she gets a chance to break as well.
changes,
Costume change and
all kind of stuff.
all kind of
you're
stuff.
right.
You know,
So
yeah.
not literally just.
So it's not literally 3 hours, it is.
Out there.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
it's an event.
Yeah.
You know, it's a show. Yeah.
But it's well put on, well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
proper, you know.
Right. Now, my final story, before I get back to the equators and chat about music, this is my final story I want to give you. It's a little bit of a rant, but it's not a rant. Now, it concerns something I've actually talked about many, many times, and it concerns the Muhammad Ali Center. Now, the Muhammad Ali Center was opened in 1983 by the great man himself, Muhammad Ali. And I don't know what happened. But there was always kind of a whole lot of rumors and stories going on. But anyway, in 2002, it was closed because of a fire. But it wasn't being occupied at that particular time anyway. And for quite a few years at that particular time, before 2002, it wasn't being occupied because I know this because I know the area very, very well. Now, so you know what I mean. But however, the Muhammad Ali Center is being demolished, and a new project which is going into start. Cajuns Women Enterprise, a local charity based in Aston, Birmingham, has acquired the building or the site in 2014. In 2018, Cajuns actually presented the great plans that they have for the and the vision for the site of where the Muhammad Ali Center is. So that is, the work has actually started there. And it will be a new multifunction complex. And the multifunction is in the site in Hockley. And it's a new whole thing. They're going to develop the whole thing around here, which is absolutely marvelous. And buildings for educating, training, and culture, arts and culture, housing for youths, you know what I mean, and youth service, and enterprise units, and community hub. So it is good to see that running. I say the Muhammad Ali Center was in a terrible state, and a lot of people over the years has say this and say that and say that. I myself personally, I mean, the Muhammad Ali Center, I mean, I wasn't around, I wasn't here when it was actually built. But I myself, after looking into a couple of years, over the years, I was looking at the building a couple of years, I always thought it was cheaply built anyway. You know what I mean? That is my personal view. When you look at it, I think it was actually cheaply built. Now this vision I actually see here, is actually marvelous. And the whole vision of what Cajuns, this woman enterprise group, has put forward. I mean, I've seen a couple of plans, and you can see this on the reel that actually Cajuns actually put out, which is actually marvelous, and it's good to see it. It look crisp. You know what I mean? Said the Muhammad Ali this center did look a bit cheap. This look crisp. It looks really good. And while they have had some funding from the from Birmingham Council, because Birmingham Council has approved it, and also another few organizations have given them some money to help it, they still need money. You know what I mean? So if you can probably have a sponsor, or you can take some on events, and you can do something, or you can pledge some money and get the thing, help to get the thing going. Because this ain't, even it's in this first stage, you know what I mean? It's going to take a lot to get it to the stage where we want it, or to what we call a crisp situation. And I think this is absolutely beautiful. It's actually beautiful, and it actually help a lot of the youths for decades. You know what I mean? And I said the Muhammad Ali Center went up 1993, and then it was closed again. You know what I mean?
And nothing else like that.
And nothing else happened. You know what I mean?
Has been around.
Exactly. And I've always said the one in the United States, if you ever see the one in the United States, and I keep mentioning this many, many times, the one in the United States is actually fantastic. So I hope this comes together. I mean, it started. Don't get me wrong, it started. And I must say as well, because I know someone will look a wind up on themselves and say, blah, 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 blah. I've got nothing to do with this. I support it. I got nothing to do with this. I don't know who's involved. I'm not getting anything out of it. But I'm bigging it up. And we're bigging it up here on Breakthrough TV for the next decade and for the next generation and for who it can help. That's how we stay. Guys.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
No, that is good.
Yeah.
It's good for the community.
Yes.
You know, but Muhammad Ali Center has been there for a while, and to see many years, and to see that like it was like shut, it was a shame, a derelict.
Yes.
And I normally go on that road myself because I do some.
Yeah, I know that road very, very well.
So I passed it. And then the other day when I was going down, I seen them demolishing it. So I said, oh, well, something's going on.
I'm the same as you. I was driving around there, and I thought, I'll drive around there one evening. I was passing there one evening because I don't work very far. I don't work very far from there. And I was driving around one evening, and I thought, oh, they're knocking it down. I must go and have a look at this. It slipped my mind, and the next day I was passing again. I actually went around there, and what I've just read you is a news reel that they actually Cajun actually puts out, and it's spinned.
Yeah.
It's spinned to the it's spinned to the gates. It's spinned to the whole building. So
It's a
I
fantastic
thought I better go around there. You know, I'll talk about that because I've talked about it so many times. You know what I mean?
I have as well myself. For many years.
Yeah.
That, it's a shame that 'cause we always saying that the Caribbean community don't really have much to look up to in the city.
Yeah.
And that would be one of the places that we would always sort of like mention in our conversation, the Muhammad Ali Center.
Yeah.
And how it's been closed for so many years.
Yeah.
So like you just mentioned that, I've been passing there as well, and I passed there the other year, so the construction.
Yeah, the whole.
Well, look, something's going on over
The
there.
whole side, and so as I say, something big. It's a big vision.
brewing.
It's a big vision.
So
Big
what you've just said now is very good news to me to hear.
Yeah.
What you've just mentioned, because I didn't know that, so it's news to me.
Okay.
So wonderful,
And
fantastic
that
news to
site-
happen to Birmingham.
Yeah, that site was built
Yeah.
specifically for black people.
And I
by
hope,
Muhammad
and I
Ali.
do hope
You know
that they take it on with their, support.
Yes.
And
I
use their ability. The people of Birmingham,
Yes.
the Caribbean community.
Yeah, take
as
it on
well as anyone else who
and help because we need something. I'm not just saying it's totally for the Caribbean community, but
Yes.
we need something like that. You know what I mean? We need something. And it's a big vision. And
Yes.
it's not just the whole alley side. I think when I look at the plan, across the road, and you know what I mean, all further down. You know what I mean? The whole road, all around there will be transformed.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
In fact, well, look, it's just across the street that we done our video for Betty Rosie's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that's been quite widely spread, throughout
Okay.
the world.
Right.
And just across the street from Muhammad Ali Center.
Yeah.
Great. Anyway,
Yeah.
we were talking about music now, right? So
Right.
back to you guys now. Tell us. Nice to be nice. How was Nice to be nice done?
It's done fairly well. We got a good response. And people still love it. Though it's released about 2 years ago now. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's still fresh.
How did you start in the business?
How did we start?
Well,
Well, these two here, Rocky and Leo, started before me.
Okay.
I started as a percussionist. I joined as a percussionist.
Okay.
And then for some reason I ended up singing in the end. I
Okay.
stumbled into this position, if you know what I'm trying to say to you.
Okay.
But they was going well before I was, and then I just joined later. So Rocky could just
It was a surprise because I never until I saw him on stage because he always does a lot of talking because when we actually met today, you know what I mean, he always is it the chatterbox?
Yeah, well, they say I'm the
No, we don't call him the
chatterbox,
chatterbox. He's the PR man, is it? He's the PR man.
Chatterbox.
He's the PR man. Because when I saw him, I didn't know you play the keyboard.
Yeah, right, yeah.
How long
Yeah,
you been? Go on, Karen.
Yeah, I play the keyboards and, as it says, try and
Sing.
sing, promote, do everything else to go with it.
That's great.
But it takes someone to sort of like push or steer the ship. One would say, you know what I mean? And but again, like Donald and myself, and we would sort of like sit down and discuss the song and where to take it to another level. Leah would get involved.
Yeah.
Once he'll then sort of go home and get some sort of vibe with some lyrics.
Yeah.
And then we also like tune in with our heads together and say, well, right, we can head it in this way.
And I should say you're all brothers.
Yes.
You're all brothers.
Yeah.
Did you get on?
No.
Terribly.
You get on?
the truth, man.
No, majority of the time, brothers always
Brothers always get.
they're gonna have you ups and downs.
Well, that particular track,
Yeah.
Nice to be nice.
Yes.
There's a guy that is in the Gambia. Every time we walk, that's your friend. You tell him the story.
Yeah, well, the Nice to Be Nice track.
Yeah.
That was more or less came about when I was in Gambia.
Yeah.
And there was a friend that I had met on the beach, and he was like part of the guests, part of the hotel people. I don't know who was particularly, but we got so like encountered as friends. But anytime I would see him like in the morning or whatever it was, I would say like, "Yo, how you doing?" He'd be like, "Nice to be nice." I'm like, I like that phrase. Nice. Anytime I would see him, nice to be nice. I say, "Yeah, all right, I'm gonna take that back to England with me, okay?"
Yeah.
He said, "Make sure you do, man, because everything nice, nice to be nice." And they are such nice people as well. You know,
Yes,
they
yes,
really
yes.
was. You know, they weren't overwhelmingly so like on top of you to so like intimidate you in that sort of way.
Okay.
And yet, you know, I was new to the country, just meeting them for the first time.
Okay.
And I still, keep in contact with them every now and
You
again.
was born in the UK?
Yes, I was born here, yeah.
Birmingham?
Yes, sure.
Grew up in Antwerp.
Born in Antwerp.
Well, I think I've seen your face before. I've seen this face before. Cause I think you've said it before. Because I've seen him I think we was having this conversation.
Oh, yeah, I've seen you.
I think we was having this conversation. I think I've seen him with the FCF. Give him the mic.
You know, because when everybody called, we see, I thought, well, let's see.
Car with a C. It's not the guy I know, is it?
And when I come on the cinema, I said, hang on, that face looks familiar. Yeah, you know, talked about the FCF, and I said, you used to be up there nearly every week. I think you know, so, you know.
No, actually, how I came to be UFC. My father, and the owners, the original owners, were very, very good friends. And I think when my father came here in the '60s, they used to go up there. And my father was a saxophone player, and they actually go up there. They used to have a jam. You know what I mean? And later on when I came over, you know what I mean, my parents, it was a very, very nice place because my mother would go, and my mother don't go anywhere. So my mother would go, and my father used to go. So they used to be very good. And they used to have different, in the early days, they used to have great, I could give you a history lesson about it. They used to have very, very great things. And they used to have this thing called pardon and all the rest of it, you know, and bringing the community together. We know when we talk about community. So that was all involved in that, you know. And funny enough, I never used to go at that time.
It's a shame now because it's for sale.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the very first shows that I actually did was actually up there, and it was before they actually converted. I found it is because it was just a Georgian house, isn't it? Originally it was like just a Georgian house with like a big front room. You go in, and that's how it was originally. You know what I mean? So yes, it's good. So FCF, yeah. So that is good. That's good.
Yeah.
So where you touring next? Tell us where you're touring next and what you're doing.
Well, there's no specific tour right now on the agenda, but we're just working towards that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're just trying to, put things together slowly and promote the single. So we just need all the support now we can get, support, for the single Hippopotamus. And but in the meantime, we have a new manager, so he's going to start sort of like working things for the band.
Okay.
And we'll just see where things will take us from there.
Great. And you still enjoy doing it?
Absolutely, that's why we do it. If we weren't, or myself, if I weren't enjoying it, I wouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean?
When I saw you at the Simmer Down tour, how did you find the Simmer Down show? That's where we actually saw it.
It was absolutely fantastic. I mean, most of the shows that we play always go down terrific.
Yeah, it looks.
And the crowd always respond.
Yeah.
Always responsive. It's always a good energy from the crowd towards when we play. So, the only thing I think what is probably failing us really at the moment, Carl, to be quite honest, we just need to get that hit single. So, sometime a hit single really,
well, let's hope Hippopotamus will do it because that is a catchy tune. That is a catchy tune. And
so
everybody,
once that happens,
Hippopotamus, you know what I mean? It could be like Hippopotamus. Give us, come on.
You all hypocrite. But wait. That's what my mom said. But wait.
Who would say that?
Oh man. Yeah. Okay. So good things to look forward to the near future. Yeah. In fact, we're gonna be in Moseley, I think, sometime next month in July.
Yeah.
Not next month, July. And then the following in the town center, in the town center.
Look out for the video
and then look out for the video because we're also going to be doing a video for hip hop.
I did see a video of the first one. What was the first one?
Better Rose.
Better Rose. I do like that track actually. Plug that track as well. What's that track called?
Better Roses, yeah.
Better Roses, yeah.
In fact, that's really doing well in South America.
I do like that track. You know what I mean? I do like that track because when I was running when I was running Nice to Be Nice, I was actually running.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Equators,
Well,
my producer is saying, wow.
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 It's been fantastic, and your viewers to have us here today.
Done.
You know what I'm saying? I've truly enjoyed being in your company.
Thank you.
Along with my brothers. So I'll pass you on, guys, to Donald.
Okay, Donald.
Yeah, and hopefully when we meet again, we'll have a platinum album.
Yes. And I'll be presenting it to
And
you.
will be presenting and we'll be sitting around. You remember AR, and you'll be saying, look back at these guys a year ago. They're sitting in my studio. And watch that.
Yeah, but I've met you before that because we did a program here with the Car with SC show.
Oh, yeah.
And you're on that as well.
Yes,
and don't forget, guys, you can also find the Equators at Breakthrough TV. We did actually record them in the Simadan Festival. And we interviewed them as well. So you can sit
I'm sure Leo, come and let's what you guys
Yes, it's been a fantastic opportunity for us to sit here with you, Carl, and do this interview.
Yeah.
Respect to the show.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Hope to see you very, very soon.
Thank
Give
you.
me the punch.
All right. Nice car, yeah?
Nice to be nice.
Nice to be
Right, guys, let me say thank you for tuning in to Breakthrough TV. Let me say massive respects. Thank the Equators. Big shout out to you guys. Maximum respect. Let me say thank you for coming into our studio at Breakthrough TV. And guys, if you're an artist out there, you want to come and have this great chat with us, you are quite welcome. There you have it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And press the subscribe button. I want to say thanks to the producer. He's worked very hard once again this afternoon. Or is it night? It's always changed because it's still light outside. So, we say big shout out to him. Thank you, sir. Have a great afternoon. Look after yourself. Catch you back next week with What's on Your Mind. Equators, we're out.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.